The rain hadn't stopped for hours. The city skyline was drowning in silver streaks, and in the middle of it all, a man named Ethan Cole stood outside a towering glass building, drenched but smiling faintly. He had just signed the papers that changed his life, and someone else's, forever. As thunder rolled over the horizon, his phone vibrated in his hand. He typed slowly, deliberately, every word echoing the weight of years of struggle and silent battles. "I just bought your company." He hesitated for a second, then hit send. Somewhere on the top floor of that same building, Sienna Rutherford, the CEO's daughter, sat frozen in her leather chair as the message lit up her screen. Her heartbeat quickened, her chest tightened, and for the first time in her carefully guarded life, the girl who'd always had everything could barely breathe. If you believe in kindness, redemption, and second chances, then please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Journal. Your support helps us keep spreading stories that remind the world. Compassion still matters. Sienna's hands trembled as she stared at the message again and again. Ethan Cole. She knew that name. Everyone in her father's empire did. The man who'd once been their employee. The one who'd been humiliated and fired in front of the entire department because of her father's ruthless policies. That had been 3 years ago, but the memory of his calm, wounded eyes still haunted her. Now, the man her father had destroyed owned the company that bore her family's name. And the worst part, her father was in the hospital, recovering from a stroke, too weak to face what was coming. Ethan, meanwhile, stood in the drizzle, his soaked jacket clinging to his shoulders. Just 3 years ago, he'd been a single father barely scraping by. After his wife died, he'd been left with nothing but debts, a 5-year-old daughter named Amelia, and a dream that everyone laughed at. To build a company that would one day rival the one that had thrown him out. He remembered that day vividly, standing in the boardroom, accused of taking responsibility for a failed project he hadn't caused. Sienna's father had sneered, "Men like you don't belong in boardrooms, Cole. Go fix cars or something." And Ethan had left quietly, clutching his daughter's hand, promising himself he'd return, not for revenge but for justice. Now he had. But the moment he sent that message, something inside him twisted. It wasn't triumph. It wasn't anger. It was emptiness. Because the truth was, success meant nothing if you'd lost your soul getting there. Upstairs, Sienna forced herself to stand. Her breathing was ragged, shallow. She reached for her inhaler, something she hadn't used in years, and sank onto the couch. Panic attacks had been a part of her life since childhood. Her father's empire had been built on pressure, appearances, and perfection. She'd never been allowed to falter, never allowed to feel. But now, the empire was crumbling, and she couldn't stop trembling. She knew she should hate Ethan for what he'd done. Yet, deep down, part of her couldn't blame him. Because her father had ruined lives, and hers was one of them. When Ethan walked into the Rutherford building the next morning, he didn't look like a man of vengeance. He looked like a father who'd known struggle. Eyes tired, suit modest, voice calm. Employees whispered as he passed, their surprise quickly turning to quiet respect. He wasn't there to destroy, he was there to rebuild. He stopped at the CEO's office door, the same one he'd once been escorted out of by security. When it opened, Sienna stood there in a white blouse, her eyes red, rimmed from lack of sleep. The sight of her was like a memory colliding with the present. She looked nothing like the cold, distant woman the tabloids portrayed. She looked fragile. Ethan simply said, "Miss Rutherford, I think we need to talk." The conversation that followed wasn't one of corporate strategy or ownership. It was human, raw. Sienna listened quietly as Ethan spoke about his daughter, his struggle, and the promises he'd made to never become like the man who'd once destroyed him. He told her he didn't want to erase the Rutherford name. He wanted to change what it stood for. For the first time, Sienna saw not an enemy, but a man who had turned pain into purpose. Over the following weeks, the two worked side by side. Ethan restructured departments to protect employees, increased benefits, and opened a new charity division in memory of his late wife. Sienna, once the aloof heiress, started coming in early, meeting with staff, and even joining the factory workers for lunch. People noticed, whispers turned into smiles. Hope returned to a company that had long forgotten compassion. But behind those changes was a quiet bond growing between them. Ethan admired Sienna's courage, how she faced criticism from the board for standing by him, And Sienna found herself drawn to the warmth she'd never known, to the way Ethan spoke about his daughter with pride instead of pity. One sunny afternoon, when Sienna visited Ethan's home to discuss an upcoming project, she met Amelia, a bright-eyed 8-year-old who offered her a drawing of a house surrounded by hearts. "That's our home," Amelia said shyly, "and you can come visit anytime." Sienna smiled for the first time in weeks, a real, unguarded smile that reached her eyes. Still, not everyone was happy. Some old board members wanted Sienna gone, accusing her of betraying her family legacy. Rumors spread that Ethan had manipulated her, that their partnership was a cover for revenge. The stress returned. The sleepless nights, the shaking hands, the fear of losing everything again. One night Sienna collapsed in her office. Ethan found her there, pale, breathless, clutching her chest. Without hesitation, he rushed her to the hospital. When she woke up, Ethan was sitting beside her bed, Amelia asleep in a chair nearby. Sienna's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry," she whispered, "for what my family did to you." Ethan shook his head gently. "You don't have to apologize for someone else's choices, Sienna. You've changed more in these months than your father did in a lifetime." She looked at him, really looked, and saw not the man her father had mocked, but someone who understood pain, forgiveness, and the power of second chances. Weeks later, when the board tried to push Sienna out, Ethan did something that stunned everyone. He stood before the shareholders and announced that he was appointing her as co-CEO. "This company was built on pride," he said, his voice steady, "but it will survive on kindness. And no one embodies that more than Sienna Rutherford." The room went silent. Then slowly applause filled the air. Under their leadership, Rutherford and Cole transformed into a company known for integrity and compassion. They launched scholarship programs, community projects, and rebuilt neighborhoods hit by layoffs from their own competitors. And though they never spoke of it openly, everyone could see how Sienna and Ethan's partnership was more than professional. It was built on trust, shared pain, and something quietly beautiful. One crisp autumn morning, as the sun poured through the office windows, Sienna found herself standing where Ethan once stood. Outside, watching the city wake, Ethan joined her, holding 2 cups of coffee. He smiled softly. "You know," he said, "3 years ago, I thought the only way to make peace with my past was to destroy it. Turns out, peace isn't found in revenge. It's found in forgiveness." Sienna looked at him, her eyes glistening. "And maybe," she said, "in second chances." They stood there in silence, the city stretching out before them, a symbol of everything they'd lost and everything they'd built together. The world kept moving, the noise of traffic rising, but for a moment time stood still. 2 broken souls had healed, not by winning but by understanding. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Journal. Your simple action helps remind others that kindness and redemption still exist, even in a world that often forgets them. Special request: comment below. Everyone deserves a second chance. Let's fill the world with that message today. And somewhere, beyond the office glass, the sunlight touched 2 faces, once strangers divided by pride, now united by purpose. Ethan smiled down at his phone, seeing a new message from Sienna. "Thank you for buying my company. You helped me find myself." He replied simply, "No, you helped me remember who I was." And with that, another chapter of kindness began.